After all, a political party is a vehicle that would enable the politician, the leader, the member of the party to serve the people. Now, being in Thai PBS Party, I could work so much. But now I'm with Bhumjaithai Party. It will enable me to work much more effectively.
How has it been 1 month into, no, just over a month?
Well, I have received a very warm welcome here at Bhumjaithai Party. Very warm indeed. Not being sarcastic or anything, but I feel that I am empowered being here. I am working amongst the elite. I'm working amongst a very able group of people, and it makes me feel very proud to be part of this very big team.
In your opinion, what does Thailand need most at the moment?
At this point in time, I think the public needs reassurance. It needs to be able to trust the government. And I think that is exactly what Bhumjaithai Party is offering to the public right now.
You're running for election under a totally different banner for the first time.
Of course.
How does it feel being out of Thai Pathana, and how does it align to your core values as a politician?
Well, first of all, it is undeniable that some people are disappointed the fact that I moved.
I was shocked when I heard the news.
Yes, but one needs to be able to step out of one's comfort zone should one needs to go forward in a political career. I feel that, well, after all, a political party is a vehicle that would enable the politician, the leader, the member of the party to serve the people. Now, being in Thai PBS Party, I could work so much. But now I'm with Bhumjaithai Party. It will enable me to work much more effectively. My core values at the end of the day is how could I best serve the people. For example, I'm a big fan of environmental issues. I'm a big fan of people with disabilities, the vulnerables, and I'm a big fan of the age society. Being in Thai PBS Party, I look after, back then, one ministry at the time, because we only had 10 seats. But now with Bhumjaithai Party, I could work much more effectively. My speakers are much bigger now. I could voice my concern. I could deliver my policy to the people much more effectively.
Did it take you long to decide to switch?
A while. It is a very, how shall I say, a courageous move.
Did you talk to your mom or your family?
My sister. As a matter of fact, it was my sister who asked me, said, what's your plan, in general, in politics? Do you want to call it a day, or do you want to move forward? Do you want to get on, continue doing it? I said, of course, I'm here. I might as well, I know that I could work. I know that I could put my what I have in here into action for the best of the country. So I want to continue. And she said, well, if you want to continue, I suggest you find a new home, because the home that you're in is limiting your capability. That's what she said. So moving on to a bigger party would enable you to be in a bigger platform, and you could work more effectively.
What about the legacy that your father built? Like, what will happen to the party?
That is an extremely good question. Thank you for asking. Do not mistake my dad's legacy that is just a political party. His work was his legacy. Is not a political party. Like I mentioned earlier, that a political party is merely a vehicle, a platform that enables a politician to work. But my father's legacy was his work. It was not a political party. Because he stayed in that political party so he could work for the people. So his legacy, for example, the 97 Constitution, that was his legacy. The work he did in Supanburi, in his hometown, was his legacy. And he could do that by being in a platform that enables him to work. Now, had I stayed, what happened if I don't get to be, in a position where I could work for the people? Then it's gone. So I think my dad's legacy is not just about a political party, it's actually his work. Look deeper and you will see what he has done for the country.
There must have been many defining moments in your political career. Can you name a field that is maybe the most memorable for you? Could be a touching moment, any regrets that you would have, or even motivating story for you?
Well, some of the biggest turning points in my life was, of course, the most recent one when I switched the party, step out of my comfort zone. That requires a huge effort. And also go back almost 10 years ago when my father passed away, 23rd of April. Now, I couldn't translate the years into AD, but in BC is 2559, that's when my father passed away. That was a big turning point because that's when I had to step up with my sister. And thank goodness I still have my sister with me. She is she is the wind underneath my wing. I'm here because of her. Without her support, I wouldn't be here at all. And that was a big turning point. And the motivating stuff comes from the achievements or the work that I do. I see that with my thought, I can actually translate that into action, and it benefits the people. So when that happens, I feel proud that I could put here and put it to good use for the country.
Can you name 3 core values or principles that you live by?
Well, my core value, I hold it dear to my heart. It's just exactly what my dad always says. It's truthfulness and also gratefulness. You keep to your words and you do good to those people who do good to you. Because those 2 things are the most important elements, I think, for me, not just as a politician, but as a father, as a son, as a brother, as a husband. Those 2 that is the core value that anyone should have.
You've been in politics since the day you were born, or even before you were born.
Yeah.
What do you make of the standards of the political decorum at the moment as opposed to decades ago, maybe?
I always say
Is it getting uglier?
Well, it's developing. It is developing.
Okay.
Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it comes down. Sometimes people think it's like a mumbo jumbo. Sometimes people think it's an actual drive of the country. But it's like a graph. There's always ups and down. But in the long-term process, it is developing positively. Now, some people will definitely disagree with me, but this is politics in Thailand. I think anywhere, really. There's always conflict in politics. There's always difference in opinions. There's always something happens in politics. And politicians, there are 2 types of politicians that would get compliments from the public. One, the ones that has already quit politics. And 2, ones that are already dead. You get compliments. But as long as you're still alive, politicians will never get a praise most of the time, praise from the politics. So for me, I believe that politics is like a long soap opera. I don't know if you've seen the Australian version of Home and Away.
I have, yes.
It goes on for decades, and that is like politics. One day the good guy becomes bad, one day the bad guys become good, but overall it's a development in Thai democracy. And we're not perfect. We're still learning from our mistakes. People of Thailand, the voters, are still learning from our mistakes. And but overall it is a dynamic process that's moving us forward.
What questions do you wish you get asked more often from journalists?
From journalists?
Yeah. Questions
I mean, as in like in the long run or in the short for now?
Like throughout your career. Because you must have got asked a lot of questions about like the work that you do, your principles and stuff like that. But
yeah.
What are the questions that you don't get asked too often, but you wish people would ask more about it, so that people would know more about you, perhaps, or I don't know?
Oh, this is a compliment that I have to give to all the press. You've asked all the right questions. Okay. And I couldn't think of any more questions that need to be asked. I mean, everyone has asked everything that they'd like to ask, but I love it. The more controversial the questions, I would love to be asked, because I've got nothing to hide. I only have explanation. Of course, there's a saying that never explain yourself, because those who believes in you doesn't need it, and those who doesn't believe in you won't listen anyway. But it's always good to explain to the people, despite the fact that they will believe you or not. But That is my view. If you choose to listen, that is my rationale. And the more controversial, the better.
You know, our audience, our main audience are the English-speaking audience. A lot of people live outside of Thailand or could be expats who are living in Thailand and don't know much about politics. If there is a few things that they should know about Thai politics, what would that be to help people understand it a bit more?
Well, Thai politics is like any other country's politics, actually. US, the UK, politics is politics.
But they don't have the ban yais though.
Well, you never know. Well, it's the word, how do you say that in English? The big house, the ban yai. Because it is the fundamental of societies in different countries. In the US, the society lived differently than the Thai society. For example, in the rural of Thailand, we live like big families. Everyone knows everyone. You know, if you go back in our history, during King Khun Ram Khamhaeng, Paul Khun Ram Khamhaeng, okay, it's a bit long, but back then he ruled the country like father and son. It's like a big family already, and that is the fundamental. And in Thailand, we have the village headsman as Pu Yai Ban. We have Kamnan. This is an institution that look after the people in the village. Like the head of the village is like the father of the village. So we live, the fundamental of society is being built that way. You have problems, we help one another out. You have a huge, large plot of land, people are in need, they come and ask you for help, you help them. And over time, this kind of patronage, you know, it makes one person stands in the community, stands out, and you become the big guy, the hot shot, unavoidably, and you can't avoid it. And by having that, you will have to, whatever people think, will say, hey, I mean, how would you like to do it? You know, people will come to you and ask for advice, and without knowing it, you has already become the big guy, the hot shot guy that everyone's talking about. Now, being Ban Yai or the big house in Thailand doesn't always mean bad, because you can help a lot of people. You know, of course there are bad ones, like, you know, some people would be seen as a mafia or gangster or whatever, but then, you know, there's always two sides to a coin. It is how the fabric of our Thai society has always been weaved together until today, and that is why we have the so-called the big house in Thailand.
Final question. Practical tips for deciding who to vote for.
Well, first of all, you have two ballots. One is to choose the representative of your constituency. Two is vote for the political party. That is the party system. Now, with the constituent, the MPs that you're going to choose, well, choose those who you can reach, not one who asks for your votes and then after the election day, it disappeared for good. You know, some people don't even know what the MP looks like.
Yeah.
So choose ones that you can actually get in touch with. Choose one that can actually make a difference to your area. And two, on the second ballot, when it comes to the party list system, choose one, well, I'm going to be pretty biased here, but choose one that you trust. Choose one that, well, if you don't trust anyone, then you can take, you know, abstain. But choose one that you trust. Choose one that delivers on their words, on their promise. So I think that's all I can give the tips.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you. How do you translate that into English? You have to help me. It's a difficult one, isn't it? How do you translate that into English? It's a very difficult word.
Can we look that up now? คำว่ากตัญญู Doing this in the middle of the show, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, take two.
Why not?
สัจจะกตัญญูภาษาอังกฤษอะไรเอ่ยครับก้าว
กตัญญู is
กตัญญู But please use your vote. Use your right as a Thai. พูดจนไฟดับเลย2 งานแล้วเนี่ย But it doesn't mean that all politicians are bad. You know, a single black sheep or a couple of black sheep doesn't make the whole flock of sheep bad. Something like that.
Okay, so we should So we should go all. So we should all go out and vote, basically.
Always.
Yeah.